I'd like to ask everybody to remember in their prayers tonight, a long-time member of our first aid squad, Ruthie Grabowski, who passed away recently. She was also a crossing guard, and she's going to be missed a lot by our community. So we'll open the meeting with a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The meeting of the Mayor and Borough Council was called, the meeting of the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough South is called pursuant to the order, this meeting was held at Asbury Park Press on December 20, 2021. Due to the COVID-19 executive orders, this meeting is offered to be held remotely, and public participation will be online and hybrid with the Zoom link meeting ID 998-3326-1382. Roll call. Yeah, a lot of numbers. Roll call. Councilwoman Mosley.
Here.
Councilman Grable.
Here.
Councilman Murray.
Here.
Councilman Olshausen.
Here.
Councilman Fennell.
Here.
Mayor Hinshaw.
Here. The last one.
We have a quorum, sir. Well, we do not have any students of the month tonight. That has been moved to the next meeting. But we do have a proclamation recognizing Black History Month.
I'd like to read this proclamation. Borough South Tome River recognizing February as Black History Month. Whereas in 1776, the United States of America was imagined and stated in the Declaration of Independence as a new nation dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal, that all are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. On November 19, 1863, President Lincoln, in reference to the Declaration of Independence, stated, 77 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation conceived of liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. The history of the United States includes injustices and denial of basic fundamental rights at odds with the words of the founders of the United States and the sacrifices commemorated at Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The injustices committed in the United States include approximately 250 years of slavery, 100 years of lynchings, denial of both fundamental human and civil rights, and withholding of basic rights of citizenship, whereas inequalities and injustices in our society still exist today. Sojourner Truth, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, Dubois, Booker T. Washington, Charles Hamilton Houston, the Tuskegee Airmen, Lena Horne, Ralph Bunche, Jackie Robinson, Constance Baker, Motley, James Baldwin, Dorothy Height, Thurgood Marshall, and Shirley Chisholm each lived a life of incandescent greatness, while many of African Americans lived, toiled, and died in obscurity, never achieving the recognition they deserved, but paved the way for future generations to succeed. Many African American men and women worked against racism to achieve success, such as James Beckworth, Bill Pickett, Colonel Allen Allensworth, Tyrell Brown, and many others who were pivotal in the exploration and westward expansion of the United States. Pioneers such as David Dinkins, Mae Jameson, Arthur Ashe, Oprah Winfrey, James Earl Jones, Clarence Thomas, Ursula Burns, Alice Walker, Ronald Brown, Alexis Herman, Kenneth Chenault, Magic Johnson have all served as positive beneficiaries of our forefathers as great role models and leaders for future generations. On November 4, 2008, and again on November 6, 2012, the people of the United States elected an African American man, Barack Obama, as President of the United States, and African Americans continue to serve the United States at the highest levels of government and armed forces. Whereas Carter Woodson, the father of Black history, stated, "We have a wonderful history behind us. If you are unable to demonstrate to the world that you have this record, the world will say to you, you are not worthy to enjoy the blessings of democracy or anything else. Whereas Black History Month, celebrated during the month of February, dates back to 1926, when Carter Woodson set aside a special period of time in February to recognize the heritage and achievement of Black Americans. Now therefore be it resolved on this day, 14th day of February 2022, the governing body of the Borough of South Tome hereby acknowledge the contributions made to society by endorsing Black History Month. Thank you.
We'll move on to the ordinance portion of the agenda. We have ordinance 22-1. This is the second reading. This is an ordinance adopting ordinance entitled amending and supplementing chapter 13 entitled property maintenance and rental housing and creating section 13-8 entitled short-term rental property regulations so as to regulate the short-term rental or letting of any residential premises or parts thereof except certain licensed hotels or motels. This is the second reading. We're going to open up for public hearing. If anybody has a question or comment, can I have a motion to open a public hearing, please?
Correo.
Mary? It's open. Any questions or comments from the public?
Sandy Row 16 Hall, this refers to stuff like Airbnb and stuff like that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, that's all.
Seeing no other questions or comments, do I have a motion to close public hearing?
Murray.
All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, we're going to move on to roll call. Do I have a motion to approve?
Roll Southall.
Councilman Wilson?
Yes.
Councilman Cradle?
Yes.
Councilman Murray?
Yes.
Councilman Rosshausen?
Yes.
Councilman Fennell? Motion approved. We're on resolution, ordinance 22-2. Would you like to have this moved to the later on in the agenda, or introduce it as such?
Good motion, later on in
Table to later? Table to later on the agenda. Do you have a second?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, table to later in the agenda. Thank you. We're going to move on to public comment. If anyone has questions or comments, please step over their name and address. And I see somebody just walked on to the...
Sandy Row 16 Hall, just to confirm the dates of the budget hearings, I'd like to encourage any member of the public and resident to come out. They're important. Lots of good information. They are February 17th and 24th and March 10th, is that correct?
Correct.
Correct,
All at
yes.
7 p.m., all here at Borough Hall.
Yes, I have to speak with Kevin about the OEM aspect of the comment.
Yeah, I mentioned it to him, so we'll probably reach out to you.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah, I'd like to encourage everybody to attend. Those are important meetings.
What was the second one, Sandy?
17th and the 24th,
And then the 10th.
and then 10th, all Thursday evenings, all 7 p.m.
That's what I had to third.
The link went out
The
at the third.
the third was one of our dates that we were talking about. There was too many conflicts.
Oh, we moved
So-
to the 10th?
Yeah, so it's the 10th instead of 3rd.
I think Kevin will reschedule that again.
14th, 24th.
14.
Sorry, no, we're sorry.
17,
17th. Thank you.
7 o'clock.
17th, 24th.
Actually, this starts this Thursday.
Yes, we're starting this Thursday. All right, moving on to other public comments. I see there's one other person online. Anybody like to make a question or comment? Please step forward with your name and address that includes online.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Kessel, go ahead.
Yes, how are you? Daniel Kessel, 7 Mail Street, Toms River. Just calling to see if any progress has been made with the zoning ordinances when it regards to cannabis and with other regulations like, application fees with the town, going about getting letters of recommendation, just stuff that the town's going to want if you guys have come out with anything.
So it's on the agenda for tonight for introduction.
Okay.
We have not introduced it yet. by tomorrow morning, as long as the governing body introduces it, then the ordinance and RFP would be made available. If it's denied, obviously it won't be made available. So if you want to hold on and stay on the meeting, you can obviously see what happens. Otherwise,
Oh, yeah, of course.
you can always reach out to me tomorrow and inquire about the status. No problem.
Awesome, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, seeing no other questions or comments? Is there a motion to close public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Public comment's been closed. We have resolutions. These are consent agenda. The following is considered routine by the Borough of South Tom River. There will be no formal discussion of these items. It's got to be the mass. It's going into my mouth. If discussion is desired, then the item will be removed from the consent and considered separately. We have Resolution 65, approving council minutes and executive session. 66, approving purchase of 2 Xerox machines at a cost not to exceed $14,472 within the operating budget. 67 is accepting, authorizing a collective bargaining agreement with the Teamsters Local 97. 68 is accepting a letter of resignation from Joseph Stecchi as Borough Clerk. 69 is authorizing shared service agreement with the Township of Berkeley and Manitou Park Volunteer Fire for use of the Manitou Park staging location for emergency-related events. 70 is authorized use of Mathis Plaza for Vintage Boat Festival. 71 is authorizing employment agreement with Ronald Decker. 72 is authorizing an agreement for emergency snow events and debris removal services with LJH and Tri-State Karting. 73 is authorizing advertisement for position of Borough Clerk, and 74 is authorizing transfer funds from the current fund appropriations in amount not to exceed $6,470, and 76 is a walk-on resolution authorizing off-site raffle application number 22-1 for the Optimus Club.
I'd like to remove 2022-68, 2022-74.
Okay, will be considered separately. As presented, everything except those 2 mentioned. Do we have a motion to approve?
Roll Salazar.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carried. We have resolution 68.
Nobody's gonna make a motion.
I'll make the motion that if we have got to accept the letter, it is with
Regret.
a lot of regrets that we accept this letter because you have the right to do what you want to do. But it's with regret, and at the same time, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for all the work you've done since you've been here with us. And I know that you will continue to help us out if we need it. I'd like to make that motion. I take this opportunity to personally thank you, Joe.
Thank
Yeah, Joe, I'd like to thank you for all your hard work. I remember when you came on board. I hate to see you go, man. You did a lot of good for this town. And it's a shame to let you go. I don't know how we keep you, well, the door shut, I don't know, but I want to wish you all the best, you know, and strive to do what you want to do.
I appreciate
But
it.
the door's always open here. I just want to thank you.
Bringing us into the
Oh, okay.
21st century,
I
okay?
appreciate it. I
Yes.
appreciate it. I'm not
He
going to-
definitely brought us into the 21st century.
Oh, yeah.
Properly.
Hey, Joe, thank you.
It's my pleasure, so I appreciate it. Thank you.
My sentiments exactly. Thank you.
Thanks, Joe.
Don't start crying now.
So with
No,
that,
no,
We are.
I will move, I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
All in favor?
Aye.
Did we get a second?
No.
All right, yeah. Okay.
Aye.
Do we have to?
It's been like an ass many days. I do have a 74. 74 was the authorizing request for a local endorsement. Do you want to have that, that separately for after the executive session?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Would you like to move on to new business before we go into executive session? It's more appropriate?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we have the Greater Tome River Chamber of Commerce. There's a welcome letter, as everybody does know that our borough did become member of the Greater Tome River Chamber. They have a lot of events going on. They really do. They want us to engage our businesses, which we do have a need to do so. It's not only networking, but there really are resources for taxes, for business plans, to honestly to get COVID relief. If you want to apply for grants, things like that. There's a lot of things that the chamber will help. We just got to get it out to the businesses. We don't have a normal letter or email to businesses, right? So we have tax bills, and I don't think we need to wait until the next tax quarter, tax bill to send this out. I think we do need to get it out ahead of time. So we don't have anything else going out before that, right? So if there is a reason to contact the community, let's talk about it. We can combine, more than one mail-in. We can do one mail-in with multiple messages that can help people and businesses or whatnot, so just let me know. We have about 80 businesses. So, that's only going to grow in the next few years. So, let me know if you want to add any messaging or different mailer or combination type of notification for the businesses. In addition just to this, I think there's more of a need than just to send out a tax bill, right?
Yeah.
There's more of a need just to send out, hey, join the chamber. There's real reasons where we can contact businesses. So let me know your thoughts, and we can combine and do one messaging we can do all together.
Did you say you had already put together something?
There's a welcome letter from the chamber.
Okay, I saw that in Dave's packet, but did we, community South Towns ever put something in there?
We haven't sent out to the businesses yet. No. This is. Yeah, I think there needs to be a community letter, where we can notify the businesses and resources. So without wasting just a one mailer type aspect. So.
I think this for businesses in general and for the town as well. Thank you, John.
Next new business is the 22 Ocean County Road Improvements Program. This is the yearly meeting we have with our engineers to discuss ongoing road improvements that are county-based roads that go through South Towns River. We did put some requests in, one for our easements at Mathis and 166, because we have the bike path and the Mathis easement for the water access. Both of the same property owners. The county is going ahead with the eminent domain, so they're fronting the cost for that, which is great. They're going to be able to get the bike path and pedestrian bike bridge and all that stuff is going to be happening this year, which is great. We didn't get a response back. We have to follow up with regard to the drainage on Dover across from Luigi's. When we had them go out, they didn't see a problem with it last time.
And when we take a photograph of
Yeah.
the 4-inch drop on the side of the road, which everybody falls into.
I think when it goes into their property, there's
No,
no
it's right
sidewalk.
against, it's right against the road there, and it drops down, like it's whatever, washed out, whatever, but there's a minimum of a 4-inch drop from the asphalt to the
Yeah.
dirt. And if anybody is riding a bike or anybody's going on the side there to go around, they're going down in there.
Where's this at?
Right across from Luigi's.
Okay.
Because when I do my walks, I walk down that way and I see it all the time.
So we're going to be getting together with our engineers and their engineers and just readdress that.
I don't know if this is on the agenda about that catch basin we have on Parkway and Double Trouble, right there in the corner. And because Double Trouble is a county road, there was some discussion about who would take care of it.
Oh, well, either way, it will be county. We use Schedule C for all of our storm drain improvements. It's on Double Trouble, so it is a county road anyway, but yeah.
I believe it's actually on Parkway, but it's right there on the corner.
We have the county take care of all of them anyway, so it's
Okay.
all I'll contact,
Can I-
no problem.
Mayor, can I comment on that, Mayor?
I know we've talked about it, but
Could I comment on what Oscar brought up? So I've spoken to several of the residents that are right there. There is, at the end of Parkway, the bottom end of Parkway, there is what's called a bubbler.
Gotcha.
Water runs down, one side goes in,
Goes the other
comes
side.
across and comes back out. And then it goes into the catch basin that Oscar's talking about, which is part of the county system. That bubbler is completely packed. It's completely
Okay.
full of dirt, right up to both storm, and these are grade level storm drains, these are not curb.
Is the
curb
bubbler on
catch
Parkway?
basins. The bubbler's on Parkway.
Okay.
Then it actually, when it comes back up out of the lower side, it runs just a short distance and then it's supposed to go down into the county system through another grade level storm water catch basin, which is also kind of full. So if the county engineers could look at that, it was indicated to us by one of the county commissioners that the engineer would probably consider, since they're so closely, they're not connected, but they're so closely rely on one another, that they would probably look at ours and consider fixing ours as well.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll touch base with them. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
And, been on the list, and the county already knows about it, but Ward Street in Dover, or the corner. I actually reached out to Bobby Joe's Korea's office, and they put me in touch with the county engineer, and they're well aware of it. But just to put it on there, just let them know that we're still want to get that taken care of.
The storm drain?
What was that?
Is the storm drain?
No, it needs drainage, it's low, the road needs to be repaired there.
There is a storm.
Yeah, but the way it is there.
But that's a sinkhole. That was right there.
There's a drainage there, that needs to be, it needs to be fixed by the county, that's been put up multiple times,
Yeah.
multiple years.
And when I talked to the engineer actually said that he actually comes by there and he's seen it. And he was hoping it would be fixed by now, but unfortunately it hasn't, but maybe we can just keep pushing it, you know? Just let them know we're still interested.
Is it a storm drain or?
Something's another one too as well.
Is it specifically a storm drain or is it something that there's a pressure in the concrete? What is this?
It's like, it's flush.
The one house right at the corner, I was there right after it rained, and it's, well, I took pictures, I sent it with our engineers, and our engineers.
I'm pretty sure this is one we already sent to the county for improvement.
Yep, but I figured just keep in mind, to let them know that, hey,
Drain,
yeah.
okay. Gotcha.
Even though we're not asking about it, we still want you to fix it.
Yeah, gotcha, okay.
You know, plus, there's a lot of erosion going on the other side, because people make the turn kind of sharp there, and drive on the dirt, so it digs in. And puts bricks and the other stuff.
All right,
Good job. So added something as well.
Tilton,
That's like with corner, the corners in Albright.
Tilton Albright?
Yeah, it's across the street from Albright.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what it is. Right.
All right.
No, Bill, any others?
No, those are the only ones I know.
Moving on to the next portion of the new business, we have the SDR champions.
Yeah, I had asked Joe to put that on. Just for us to discuss, I thought it would be a good idea for us to have some kind of, I don't want to say award, but recognition for our residents that volunteer, that are, a huge part of our community. And I think if we did something like this, it may bring community closer together. We have some kind of recognition for our volunteers. I mean, I was thinking, I ride by and see our crossing guards every day, rain, hail, sleet, snow, they're out there. And then we do have other residents that are involved in everything. And I think it's time that we start recognizing our residents. That is just something that I wanted to put forward before council so we could get something going. And see if you have any input or any ideas.
Huh? Want to make something?
That sounds like a good idea. Reach out to our first aid, and those people,
Exactly.
and get some names from them as a perfect example for Ruthie.
Exactly, that's what I was
Dedicated
thinking.
many years,
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh, yeah,
there's
yeah.
other people out here.
And if we can, we don't have to, recognize, we can recognize, a couple individuals a couple times a year. It doesn't have to be, like Students of the Month, that we do it every month, but I think if we start doing that, we show appreciation while they're still here, and volunteering in our community, and it will kind of give the other members of our community, may want to come in and, you're being watched. And we recognize that.
Appreciate it, yeah.
And that it doesn't just have to be our, it branches out to our OEM, like you said, and our police department and first aid and all of those.
That's what I did for you.
Huh?
That's a good point. I did it for you.
Well, I figured it was gonna be my project anyway, so, yeah, but that's fine.
But any help you need.
Sounds like a council president's job.
Thank you, Sal.
Any help you
Thank you.
need, I'm available.
Old business, Little League sponsorships, Mr. Sam.
I was called by,
Ashley?
Can't remember who.
Baseball sponsoring.
Baseball.
They want to know when we're, last time, they have a parade, a big parade,
And they-
April 9th.
I just saw
At
that.
10, they want to know when we're going to participate. And it starts at 10.
It's April 10th.
Yes.
April 10th or April 9th?
April 9th.
April 9th.
Sure, it's not.
I'm pretty sure it's the 9th.
Because you said April 9th at 10
Wait,
a.m.
hold on.
And then you said April 10th.
April 9th.
April
9th.
I was gonna say, really confusing, because it was the 9th and the 10th, and just,
Any, do you need anything from the borough for that day, for anything? Just let me know. Just, you don't have to let me know right now, but, anything, just let me know.
Hard to know.
Are they starting at the elementary school like
I
they did?
believe so.
Like we did it before?
Yep.
And also,
Okay.
I'm sorry, at our last meeting, we discussed sponsoring them, doing a sponsor, and the mayor told us that we have something in CARES that we can possibly use.
We started the CARES fund
Okay,
for underprivileged residents or kids that can't afford to go to like summer camp, or they can't afford the registration for baseball, and it comes before us. And I'm not sure exactly how much I raised in the fund so far, so probably at least $600.
well, I think we can do a
It's right
sponsorship.
around there.
Yeah,
So if there's anybody that you know that qualifies for that, bring it back to the council, we'll decide, to sponsor a kid for either a summer camp or basketball camp or baseball,
okay,
whatever you want to use it for.
so we can use that to sponsor, to sponsor as council, as a borough, to sponsor the team.
It's more for like an individual family or child, for example, that can't afford to register their kid.
Okay, because I was under the impression that that's what you said at the last meeting, that we were able to use.
not an
You
issue.
were talking about chipping in.
So then we'll just chip in.
I'll chip in and do that, but I did run baseball so for years, and I did scholarship a ton of kids, and was never, I had to do stuff for
Right.
them. But I think it's a good idea to help the ones that can't afford it.
Right,
But there are also avenues in place for these things to scholarship the kids to do it. And what I would do is I would scholarship the kids, and I would have the parents, or it's usually a lot of single moms, unfortunately, and I would have them fill out the form. But in the registration, like if we had the candy, they would take an extra box of candy and sell that, or they would help with the concession stand. I had one who cleaned the bath, she volunteered, I don't know, she volunteered to clean the bathrooms and do all that because they couldn't afford for the kid to play. So there are avenues that we scholarship. I scholarship a ton of kids.
So-
That's pretty much what we have for the CARES fund.
Yeah, but I didn't take any money.
Get the banner for free, right?
Well, we didn't take money either, this is a nonprofit.
So-
That we've been collecting
I
money.
was saying, there are avenues.
Sponsor.
Yeah, well, I have something.
yeah, we're sponsoring the team, so if that's not the case, I'm misunderstood.
The flyer that came out, everybody was.
Yes.
There's a list of things, what happens. Okay, now, what is it, 350 or whatever, 250 and whatever branch you wanted to go into, that's what you did, that's it.
No, we want to sponsor a team as a governing body, that's where we're going.
That's what-
If you want to take some money out of my pocket, fine, I'll do that. And sponsor a team as the governing body.
That's what
That's
it
what we'll
basically
do
is.
then. We'll take the sponsorship and divvy it up and we'll all.
And what level, you said something about a 250, what is that?
I think it's three, I think it went up, if I remember correctly.
350, I think.
I think it was 350, 500, and $600. There was three of them on there, and exactly, I don't know if they do it the same way I used to do it, I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to speak in
I
which one it is.
saw a flyer.
Yeah, I have one at home.
Well, we can get in touch with them.
All in favor of us as.
If I had my phone, I could bring it up.
Ashley,
I know. In favor of us as a,
right.
on a volunteer basis, those who wish. So at which sponsorship level we're considering.
The platinum,
We do have,
we're for the platinum, yeah,
One of-
$1,000.
$1,000, okay. We got 8 of that, and I'll fill in the rest.
Okay, I think we got that, between 2 each.
I know you sent it here.
Every year I do one.
So they have a 350,
Okay, there it is.
a 500, and the Grand Slam is 600, so, yeah, there's 7 of us. We'll do
Yeah,
yeah.
the 6,
Hmm?
600, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we do the Grand Slam.
Okay, what's that breakdown to?
That's my annual salary, I forgot.
Yeah, about $90 each.
That's my annual salary.
You want my paycheck?
55.7.
You gotta add some more with that paycheck.
Minus tax.
So $86.
So when do you want to start?
All right,
Let's go, Joe. When
Who's,
do you want to start collecting for that so they get it?
who's gonna, isn't that your baby?
Yes?
That's
I was
what
just
thought.
helping them with it, yeah.
Just passing the word on, I'll take
Hey,
it.
dog, you pass the word, you bring the word, you take care of it.
If you're the collector, you're the treasurer.
I'll get a check to you.
And I will get a check to you by Friday.
All right.
I'm gonna do better, give it to you right now.
That's the man with all the money.
That's right.
They said,
All right.
checks in the mail.
The rest of the agenda, we'll discuss in executive session and come back out, okay? So we have resolution 75, authorizing executive session for attorney-client privileges for the first.
Mosley?
All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, we're in executive session, thank you.
Oh, you're gonna walk right now?
Whatever you want to do. Let me know.
Mr. Kessel will be out in a few minutes, okay?
Sandy wants to give to Joe wants to give.
Guys,
Action.
you got it? I'm gonna make sure you let the doors up, that's all.
I'm off, okay? I'm in, all right? Do you have a motion to back into public session?
Mosley?
Oh, all right, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Session, thank you. We have ordinance 22-2. This is an introduction. This is ordinance of the Municipal Council of the Borough of South Thames River, County of Ocean, State of New Jersey, permitting the operation of cannabis business as conditional uses and amending the Borough Code to create new chapter 20. Do I have a motion?
Mosley?
For now.
Councilman Mosley?
Yes.
Councilman Cradle?
Yes.
Councilman Murray?
Yes.
Councilman Rosehausen?
Yes.
And Councilman Fennell?
Yes.
Motion approved, first reading. We have resolution number 68. I need a motion to bring that back to the table,
Mosley?
or from the table.
Great.
74. We approved that already. 74.
We did.
Now we do.
No, 68.
68.
68, you took it out, Tom?
I took it out, but then
Maybe you voted to approve it.
we did it separate.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You
accepted his
Sorry, you did,
resignation.
yes, we did, sorry. What we did vote on 74, yes, it was 74. So this is authorizing transfer of funds in the current fund appropriation amount not to exceed 64.70 and 10 cents. This is just a transfer of funds from the CFO.
That's not it.
That's not it. Authorizing, request for proposal.
Hold on. Oh, I have an older here. Oh, okay. Man,
You confused me.
Man, it's good thing this guy's leaving.
I know,
Joe, just kidding.
I have an old action agenda.
That's what happened, we have walk-on agendas, I'm sorry. All right, 74 is authorizing a request for proposal for local endorsement for cannabis licensing.
Mosley.
No.
Councilman Mosley?
Yes.
Councilman Cradle?
Yes.
Councilman Uri?
Yes.
Councilman Rollshausen?
Yes.
And Councilman Fennell?
Yes.
Motion approved. I have no other business at the moment, or any business from mayor or council?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to close?
Do I have a second?
Mosley.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yep.
We're adjourned. Thank you very much.
Chief.
Thanks, everybody, opposed?